Hey guys, it's Dean. Welcome to Manflow Yoga. This workout is self-myofascial release for your lower legs. So we're going to focus on the feet, the ankles, and the calves. We're going to be using a variety of tools today. We have the Hypersphere. We have a lacrosse ball. We have the medium KnotOut. You can also use a large KnotOut, and we have a foam roller. So there's a lot of different tools you can use, but it really just depends on your preference. So I'm going to show you the different ways to use all of these, and then whatever you have, if you have the tools, use those for the exercises I show you. If you want to get the tools, I'll also tell you how to get those tools to do these exercises. So first one we're going to do, I'm going to use a medium firm KnotOut for the soles of my feet. So I'm going to work on my plantar fascia. So you've probably heard of plantar fasciitis, which means inflammation of that fascia. So one way to help stave that off is through self-myofascial release for the soles of your feet. So the first thing we're going to do, and this is extremely important for your ankles, for taking care of your feet, even for calf mobility, is working out the soles of your feet with a medium KnotOut. Now you can also use a lacrosse ball. I've heard people using golf balls as well as, and you can even use the large KnotOut. Now typically the smaller you get, the more intense it gets. So me using the large KnotOut doesn't feel very intense, but if you're newer to this, then the large KnotOut might feel appropriate. So I'm going to be using the medium firm. I want to put as much weight as I possibly can into this. Now, this is an exercise that I will do before anything. I'll do this before I go running. I'll do this before yoga. I'll do this before I go to bed. This is just an amazing exercise that you should probably be doing on a very, very regular basis. If not every day, maybe every other day. A reason being because we wear shoes. And that really constricts our feet. It makes the fascia on the bottom of your feet less active. So by taking your shoes off and actually working into that fascia, we're helping with feet maintenance. It also helps to release the muscles in your calves. So if you have really tight calves or even tight hamstrings, this is a really important exercise for helping to release tightness there. So notice how I'm not like moving quickly up and down on this. I'm moving very slowly. So I'm slowly kind of kneading my way from just behind my toes to just in front of my heel. You can also somewhat get inside. So I've been doing kind of right on the bottom of my foot, but you can also turn your foot just a little bit and kind of get on the bottom inside of your foot. So that's another kind of good area to hit. And just really slow control, just kind of trying to learn more about the bottom of your foot. All right, so that's the first one. And then from here, we're going to work on the outer shins. So we're going to use the medium firm again. We're going to come onto your sides a little bit, kind of like you're doing a foam roller on your sides. And we're just going to roll on the outside of the shin on that KnotOut. So we're working on the anterior tibialis muscle. So that's the front of your shins. It's really the outside of your shins. So just kind of rolling up and down on that, going all the way down to the ankle. Again, this is kind of an awkward position, but this is just the best way to get it. I like using the medium firm KnotOut here as opposed to the lacrosse ball because it doesn't move as much. So it stays in place more. I don't have to worry about it kind of slipping away or moving out. The medium KnotOut stays in place pretty well. So I'm going to do that outside of my shin for a minute or two, and then I can also do my calves. So there's a variety of ways to do your calves. You can do this with a foam roller, right? Just rolling kind of like this. That's a little less intense just because it's a foam roller, which is why I prefer the balls or the mobility tools or the lacrosse balls. So medium KnotOut. We can start kind of just above the foot, kind of at the Achilles tendon, and we can work our way up to where the knee or where the calf starts, just behind the knee. So we're going to work that whole area. And again, kind of like you saw me do, I started on the outside of my shin. I can also turn a little bit to the inside, right, and kind of get the inside of my calf and attack that a little bit differently. So there's a variety of ways that I can do this. I can use a medium KnotOut for this. I can use the foam roller for it if I want to be a little bit less intense. If I want to target, I'm going to use the medium KnotOut or a lacrosse ball. So lacrosse ball, show you how to do that. Again, pretty much the same. It can be a little bit more intense just because it's a little bit harder. So I can target a little bit easier with the lacrosse ball. I can find a specific spot. Just kind of rolling around there. Two spots in particular I would focus on for your calf is right at the bottom, so kind of where the Achilles tendon meets the calf, and then also right at the top, so kind of where your hamstring meets your calf. So kind of working those two areas, that's where muscle knots tend to form. So I'm going to work on those two areas. All right, so I've shown you what you can do with the lacrosse ball and the medium firm, which are pretty, medium firm KnotOut, which are pretty interchangeable. It just depends on which one you prefer. Both will work. Again, lacrosse ball is a little firmer. KnotOut is a little more manageable. And then lastly, I'm going to show you what you can do with the Hypersphere. So for this, we're going to go to low setting to start. And you're going to do exactly what you did with the lacrosse ball, just on your calf. Right? So we're going to put our leg on top of the ball, just kind of roll over it, let it sit, let it do its thing, move to other parts, go down toward the Achilles. You can also move your calf here, your foot here. So I can pin down a spot, and then I can bring my toes in, like so, and then point my toes. So by moving your ankle, you're helping to manipulate your calf and stretch that in different ways. And you can do this when you're using the lacrosse ball and the KnotOut as well, right? So we can kind of move toward the outside with the foot. We can curl the foot in, reach your toes back in dorsal flexion, and then we can also point the toes, so getting plantar flexion. So there we go. All right, so that's all I've got as far as lower legs go. These are the exercises that I use for my lower legs. There's not too much, and that's just because that's what I need, and that's what I found to be most effective with the people that I work with. So again, we've got the lacrosse ball on the soles of the feet, or the medium firm on the soles of the feet. You've got the outer shins to work on. You've got your calves to work on. You've got your kind of the insides of your calves, just below your shin. You've got that point right behind your knee, where the calf inserts into the knee, and then also the Achilles tendon. And so those are the areas that I would focus on, primarily using the medium firm KnotOut and the lacrosse ball. And the Hypersphere can also come in handy there. So yeah, that's what I have for you. Thanks for watching this video. If you're watching this from the members area, thank you for being a member. If you're watching this as part of the Self-Myofascial Release workout series, thanks for being part of that. If you are not already a member and you want to get access to all of my other workouts, programs, tutorials, head on over to manflowyoga.com and you can sign up for a 7-day trial for just $1. So thanks again for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you on the next workout. Thanks for joining me for this workout today. Make sure you subscribe. We put out lots of videos like this on a very regular basis. And to get full access to all of my workouts, my programs, tutorials, and more, head to manflowyoga.com, sign up for a 7-day trial. It's just $1. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you on the next video.